I forgot it. The password I warned my wife over and over was a really bad idea to use. It's just one of those things that a random password generator, which is a program that puts in every word in the dictionary and any possible combination that it can think of in order to get into your account, is just going to go straight for in order to access your own private information. I was eventually justified in my argument when her email account was hacked. Not only was it hacked, but they changed the password and they changed the security questions so she could no longer get back into the account. Her friends were calling her saying, "Hey, this Nigerian prince doesn't have any money for me, and I'd really like it if you'd stop sending me these spam emails." But there was nothing she could do about it. It was just gone forever. Other passwords I've seen people use are a non-random series of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or just simply using the word password as your password. I've seen it. Other things that can be used against you are your own name, your spouse's name, your dog's name, your parents' name, or even your own birth date. This information is easily found out on websites such as Facebook and can be just turned as a weapon against you to get into your personal information and hack your sites. Something that I've been a victim of myself is using band names or song title names or album names. It's just not good. People know I like Pearl Jam. It's a bad password. So what really does constitute as a good password? Well, according to Sharon Nelson and John Smeck, a password that is 12 characters or more can take 17,134 years to crack. And quite literally, ain't nobody got time for that. Also, according to Matthew Schwartz, passphrases are often a recommended technique for creating complex passwords. So what do I do when I'm creating a password for myself on a website? Well, I like to take the first letter of a sentence that I can easily remember in order to get into these websites, mixed with a combination of a few other things. So let's take a sentence that was in our syllabus for this class, and maybe sucking up a little bit, of Mr. Borio is an outstanding instructor. So we would do Mr. Borio is an outstanding instructor. And since this is COM 218 and we need 12 letters, so let's just put COM 218. That's a fairly decent password. It's not perfect. There are other things that we can do. But this on itself is going to be a little harder to get into than I forgot it. Something else that you can do is add what is known on the internet as leet speak. This is done by adding words or symbols instead of letters or numbers into your password. So for the same password, we could do Mr. 8 for B, 1 for I, and then 4 for A, O-I, COM 218. There we go. That password's even harder to get into. Now, since my wife had the same password for her email, her Facebook, and even the bank account at one point, she had to go back and change all of these passwords as well. So something that I like to do is come up with a series of passwords that are also easy to remember, but are kind of linked to the page that I have them on. So say it's for my email account. So we'll do the M814, this should be a 4, not a 3, OI. So this is for my email. So we'll still put in 218 in order to remember Mr. Borio, 218. And then we'll do EML, email. Perfect. If I wanted to get into my Facebook, it would be M814OIFC book. And there we go. There's a Facebook password. There's a few other little things that you can do if you want to remember your passwords, such as online password generators. Now these I'm not incredibly fond of because they do make it a little harder for you to remember the password because it's just randomly generated. So sometimes you might have to set aside a little cheat sheet for your passwords, and that can be found, and then bam, suddenly everybody's got a password to all of your accounts. But they're fairly simple to use. If you want an easy to remember password, this is safepassword.com. Just go easy to remember, and then new password. And there you go. You can then go and make it a little bit harder, all characters. And then there's an even harder password to get into. But like I said, I'm not remembering that, and I'm sure most people aren't either. So they're going to have to write that down somewhere, and that's just asking for it, if you ask me. So keep an eye out on your passwords. Do what you can to make it hard to get into and easy for yourself to even remember. Because remember, these random password generators have caught on to the leet speak. So just putting password and changing the A after P into a 4 isn't going to do a whole lot for you, because these random password generators are set to remember that and solve that problem and get right into your account. My name is Aaron McCann. Thanks for watching.